about it. So they, it's considered introvert scientifically. You know, I'm an extrovert, so I have people at my table, but I know people who are introverts that don't want anybody at their table because they don't want the energy of those people around them. They just want their time to themselves and just to keep their calm and sanity.
Family time, we sit down and eat and and talk because everybody is on that device. They're on some type, whether it's a tablet, a phone, anything, they are on the device and they're not communicating. So when we start talking about people that we have interest and stuff in, if we don't communicate that interest, like how would we even find out what type of person that person is if we're not communicating?
Right, and speaking on that part about finding somebody to bring to that table, social media has become the muse for a lot of people. We meet people on social media, we see people on social media, and some people, if they like a picture, they'll click on it or get in your DMs, as they say, and try to have a conversation with you and try to meet you that way. The thing you have to understand is, at some point, if your interest becomes greater than that DM conversation, you have to sit in front of that person. You have to physically be around that person, and there has to be a real interaction because we're getting as I spoke about on my last time here, the representative of that person on social media. You're meeting a representative, not the actual person. We can look like, seem like, and be anything we want to be on social media, but who are you in reality? Is the thing you find out later.
And on that note, we're gonna take a quick break, you guys, and when we come back, we're gonna finish talking about that topic. The song that I had chose for today is "Masterpiece" by Talisha Bullock, and hopefully that you will enjoy that song. So we see you come back.
Okay, y'all good.
Yeah.
Uh,
And y'all gonna say it, yeah.
Brother Heath, what's up with you, man? My brother by another mother, man. I tell you what, man. I tell you what. That's why I was telling the people this morning, man. You truly brother by another mother, man. Yeah, I tell you, I'm only child, but man, I tell you, bro. Yeah, man. Is this a friend of yours? So you know everybody, you know rappers, you know.
Oh, she's coming back.
Since what's her name? Her name fell off. Huh? Kia. Since I gotta find it, cause what happened was I did a search, but you know how your stuff keep moving down. I'm like, oh man. Since that girl is tight, man. She's tight, man. She that girl is. Tell her she got to spit something live when she come up here now.
She looking forward to it.
Yeah.
She already done.
Tell her I'll bring the little beat machine. We sit it up here, man. Yeah, she for real. Okay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We're back. We're back. And for the ones who didn't have a chance to hear the song, it's by Talisha Bullock. It's called Masterpiece. And what she talked about in that song was she may not be this perfect person for you, but in God's eyes, she's perfect because she's made in His image. So that's why she said, "I'm God's masterpiece." And just understand that you are God's masterpiece. You may not be for the person that you're looking for, but you are, who He made you to be, and that's wonderfully made. So, our topic, you guys, for the ones that just now tuning in, is "Are you worth it?" And I'm here with my co-host Jim, my brother Jim Gooding. So, what you want to bring to the table right now?
Yeah, to kind of delve more into the True Tuesday topic I spoke about the entitlement. We often find, like I spoke on a little earlier in the conversation, people feel as though their looks, their money, their power is enough to make somebody succumb to, you know, them wanting to be with you, or you wanting to be with them rather. That's not that's not necessarily going to work for a lot of people, because sometimes you could be a happy person, you could be living a good life, and you run into this person you think is you're going to be your all, and you feel like they can make your life better, when at the same time they end up turning your life into complete Hades. I can't say the other word, but turn your life into complete Hades. They turn your life upside down, take away your happiness, make you unlike yourself. You are disconnect from your family, you're disconnect from your friends, and you just become a whole nother person nobody recognizes. That's what you have to stave away from. Sometimes you can feel the energy of a person, and once you feel that energy coming, just get away from it, no matter what your desires or your lust or your mind might be telling you at the time. If that little voice, which is most of the time God, taps you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you might want to get away from this or get out of that situation," you might want to listen and go about your business, because you don't want to be stuck, because once you even have situations where people have moved away from their families, moved away from their friends, anybody that can help them. I'm talking about another state or sometimes another country. Well, once that person gets you out there and start treating you any kind of way, you're stuck.
Absolutely.
There's really nobody to come to your rescue, because sometimes they move to a place or a town where they know everybody and all their friends and stuff are there, and they go do everything they want to do while you sitting there looking crazy. And this is male or female. I'm just not speaking about females. I'm talking about males too, because some men have followed women around the world and across the country and have been stuck in an environment that they find themselves really not wanting to be in.
So you're telling me that if you go into a relationship full of worth, and you have your value, that you can actually lose your value to a person that don't have the same interests as you do. They pretty much bring you down because they're not at your level.
Exactly.
Watch that, y'all.
Well, and that's a thing where, like, you can have a person who does, like, I knew a woman who made six figures. Great woman, great personality, great everything. She could never find a man, because she said she ran into a situation where she felt like men were intimidated by her because of what she made and who she was in life. But she got herself there. She said all she wanted was a man to love her the right way. But she said her exact words of, "What you make don't matter to me, as long as you working and you making something. If we just, I could pay the bills and you just use your money to do vacation things." Normally the shoes on the other foot with the men. It's always the women looking for the man with all the money. But sometimes when it comes to the woman being the breadwinner, it said that the man could be intimidated. We have to get out of that being intimidated. If you find somebody you love and somebody you're interested in, money and stuff is good, but it shouldn't matter in the end. As long as you can pay your bills and live your life happy, that's all that matters. And when she said all she needed was a man to treat her right and love her right, and she'll handle the rest. Like I said, she said if you make such amount of money a year, that could be our vacation money. That could be our side hustle money,
right?
To get other businesses and things going. But she can never find a good man, because every man try to take advantage of her, try to use her for her money, which has been happening to men for eons. Dealing with women that just want them for their money, because just like looks fade, if that money fade, what's left? What are you going to do at that point? Were you really still there for that person? Or were you really coming to their table, trying to put your food on their plate, your burnt steak, your overcooked shrimp or pasta or whatever it is on their plate, thinking they're going to eat it? Some people know enough to push away from this table and get up and walk away. But some people gonna try to suffer through eating that food, and that's not how we should live life. We should do what makes us happy, live happy, and provide energy to people that's gonna benefit them.
So then, again with this topic, are you worth it? I think about this movie. I can't think of the name of it, but I remember Toni Braxton was that rich woman in the movie, and everybody always looked at her as being bougie. But the thing was, when she opened up herself, she was like, "Listen," she said, "as I'm just gonna make up a number, $500,000 home, sleeping in my $10,000 bed. I'm yet wondering where my husband is. And then, you have to look at these women who want these men with all this money, but the same token, they're not available. They're not there.
Now, when they are available, do you want what comes with that energy?
Because I know that's right.
If that person's always the one providing, and you don't bring that to this table, they're gonna feel like they can treat you any kind of way. They're gonna feel like they can do anything to you they want, unless a strong conversation is had about, look, I don't play this, I don't put up with this. If you're a woman who pays all your bills and allows a man to come in your home and just be on your couch, as it's always, even with men, if you're a man and a woman comes to your house and doesn't bring anything positive to your life, you can do that by yourself.
You do not want someone who come into your life trying to be the king with prince mentality.
Right. Or you don't want somebody calling themselves queen, but they're a princess.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. That's not how this thing works. A king wants a queen, and a queen wants a king. But that energy level and the conversations have to be had for you guys to be on that same level. Because if you're not, that relationship is going to go down. You definitely need to have a conversation about the likes and dislikes, and instead of holding animosity in at that table, if that food comes to the table burnt, or you don't like that spoon, or you don't like that fork, say something about it right then. Don't hold it in and hold it in and hold it in, and then when you get mad one day about a piece of hair being on the sink, or their toothpaste being left on the counter, you ready to flip this whole table over because you're mad now. Just go and get it out now. Have those conversations now, so you won't have any animosity. Yeah, you'll be mad in the moment, but it's easier to get over as opposed to going back in the bag and digging out old stuff that might have happened. Well, back in 2004, you didn't flush the toilet, or you left the toilet seat up, but that ain't got nothing to do with the conversation going on now. So you have to be mindful that the communication part of this table is very important. And that's why families need to get back to the table, having dinner at that table. Take your devices, turn them down. I'm guilty too, because I like taking pictures of my food, y'all. If anybody know me on social media, I'm saying I record my food. But when I put my phone down, we eat. We talking and we have a conversation. That's one thing I love about my wife. She's always open to a conversation. And tells me to never keep anything in. If you got an issue, don't throw it out there now, so we can go and hash it out, good or bad, and we keep it moving from there.
And I'm glad you said that, because half the time when we go out to eat and we ask for a well done steak and they bring that thing to us medium rare, what we do? We send it back, don't we? Because we want our food done right. And half the time if we go to a place, we're like, dang, we paying all this money for this food, we only getting this little bit of food on our plate. I want my money's worth.
Yeah.
We have to be to the point where we be like, look, I want my worth.
And that's it's funny you segue to food, because that steak, the person who cooked that steak felt like you were entitled to a medium steak or a rare steak. It looked done on the outside, but like it's just like this social media, this beauty is only skin deep thing. This is true, because your steak is only cooked skin deep. When you cut the steak open, it's raw in the middle. You don't want it. It's not aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So you have to send that steak back, just like you have to send that person back and their energy back to wherever it came from, away from your table. That's just what you have to deal with in life.
Right. I'm glad you said that, because that also expounds on the outer beauty that everybody looks at, and then when they get that person gets comfortable with them, then they start seeing the inside of that person that they don't like.
Right.
So at the moment, whatever you're asking for, whatever your interest is, it's on the outside, but then once you get it inside, you can't deal with that.
Right. And you have to live by, if you're a person that says let go and let God, learn to let go and let God. Stop hunting for these people out here. I found my wife. I was out, not thinking about no women, not thinking about no relationship. I was out with my cousin to have a good time. I went out. I seen my wife. I said, hey, I remember her. We had a little conversation. Ain't expected to go nowhere outside of that. I thought it was just, hey, how you doing? Good to see you again. And that was 2008. And now I'm married 7 years with a 9-year-old. And That's because I wasn't looking.
Mhm.
When
That's good.
the day sometimes people are born, God is manifesting their life, their situations, and what they go through to prepare them for you.
Wow.
You and you only. If you're out here looking for it, the devil gonna give you what you want.
What you want.
I'm just gonna tell you, he gonna give you what you want, not what you need. And we get into the want and needs of entitlement. We feel like we're entitled to have this certain type of person. They have to make a certain type of money. They have to look a certain kind of way. They have to have a certain kind of car, a certain kind of house. When in essence, that could be just the devil just letting you have everything you want aesthetically and visually. When God doesn't have that for you, you know how many people have pushed their husbands or wives away that God
Wow.
sent to them, chasing what the devil has provided for them aesthetically, what they feel like they want, what they feel like they need, but that's not what God has for you. You have to learn to sit back and sit down, even if you have to sit down for, as they say, a season, and just wait, build yourself, love yourself, make sure all your business is in order. You can provide for yourself.
Wow.
You can do bad by yourself. So just wait on God, and that person will fall right in your life.
I hope y'all took that nugget right there. Thank you, Jim,
Yeah.
for coming in. You know we got to do this again. We got to make a part 2 of this. But I will leave y'all with this. Lord, open the doors that need to be open. Close the doors that need to be closed. Let the open doors be so obvious that you may walk in your purpose just for the day. And thank you again, Jim, for coming by. We thoroughly enjoyed them nuggets that you threw our way. And thank you guys for tuning to Talk Time with Ty and Tia. I'm out.
The time is now 9:30.
Yeah, we can stay. You do that, right?
I'm good with my light on.
Don't be jumping my phone, babe.
Good with my light. You still got an iPhone. I still got the 8, so they talking about the 13 coming out for the next one. The 13 Pro. Your program. Well, this is the plus.
Hey, my goodness, bro. Yeah, good nuggets right there, my brother. Yeah, you brought it strong.
I'm always coming up.
Hey, if y'all can all sit, man, Gina, somebody, you can come. Gina, you gonna be on?
Yeah.
Come on, come sit right there. Sit right here. Sit right here. Yeah, you sit right here.
We gonna see. I know. I'm gonna start off with this brother told me about Proverbs. He said there's 31 Proverbs, so you can read a proverb every day.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And when I read Proverbs chapter 12, it lined up with everything that was going on in presently on that day. So I'm gonna read Proverbs 12 today. See what it says. You can probably just click on that. Oh, word? I was looking at Conference. I watched the Conference. Yeah. Come on, bro.
Come on, Dad.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Cone was always chilling in my nigga business. Godzilla was
I know. Yeah.
Big Dragon was. He was like, "What is this thing? I gotta try to see what this is about." Trying to fight him and beat him up for the most part. And at the end of the day, we had to say Godzilla killed him.
Come on. I know, Doc. It was kind of something to see Cole get beat though. Man. I was like, whoa, bro. He had to have resuscitation. I
hated that when he saw the kid got up, he took a deep breath like. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that was it, man. Yeah, you got nuclear, man. You're a nuclear creature, bro.
Cone more agile. Cone can move around.
Yeah. Yeah, you dealing with nuclear energy, man. It's like you can only take so many hits there.
It's goodie, right? But yeah, you gotta look at movies as metaphors, man.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
all metaphors. There's the truth in all of it, bro.
Do it. Oh, watch out, man. Come on, God. You know how you. Oh, God, come on now. Woo. We still need each other, bro. Come on, God. Nah, bro, you look. That's hitting up on something. Yeah.
Like you said, come,
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I bring them on.
Hey, put it on live.
That's good.
Yeah,
Good
bro.
talk right there, bro.
So what y'all got? Y'all got the same team. What y'all fly on the plane? What's up, guys? What's up? Y'all looking like y'all balling together. Like, what's up with that, man? Y'all should have said, y'all left me out. Like, what was he gonna tell him? Like, nah, he can't. You can't usher today. You got the wrong color though. You how you show up like you can't usher. You can't sing today. You got the wrong color. You can't sing today.
You know you want another man.
Y'all the quartet group. Like, hey, you can't sing today, bro.
You musicians, yeah. I'm passing out. This is my band. This is my band. That's what you do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so you can't usher the white side. You can't usher the white side. Don't sit there. You can't be on the floor today.
I knew for sure if I didn't want to get up there and do testimony to like that, I'd tell my sister not to put the suit on.
Oh,
I gotta put on the smallest shoe I have.
Hey man, you know, and look, your mom's smart. She got them in her pocket. Was like, don't put these socks on. You know, you had to come to church today. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Grace and peace. Thanks for joining me. Bible Building with Abram Heath, man. It's just another day that the Lord has kept me. He has kept me from all evil with my mind stayed on Him. It's just another day that the Lord has kept me, and I pray that He's keeping you. I just thank God for the Jen Black Gooding coming in. I got Regina Hara coming in to join me. And so we just give God glory and praise for everything. Hey, bro. I was talking with a brother, man, and we like to chop it up and try to iron sharpen iron, right? So the brother said, man, he said, how many days are in a month? I said, well, the majority is 31 days. He's like, yeah. He said, what is Proverbs to you? I said, well, Proverbs is the book of wisdom. So he was like, do you know there's a proverb for each day of the month? And I thought about that, and I was like, and it resonated with me. So I went ahead and read. I think it was like a Wednesday. So Friday, I told myself I was going to do that. So Friday was the 11th. So I read Proverbs chapter 11, and it resonated with me that everything that it was talking about, it basically brought everything together at that time and what's going on here. So my thing is, bro, I want to do the same thing today. Since today is the 12th, I want to read the whole chapter of Proverbs chapter 12. So I'm, like I said again, brothers and sisters, I'm not your master. I don't have control over you. I'm just making a suggestion. Maybe that if you don't have nothing, you don't know what to read, probably just read a proverb for that day. So since today is June the 12th, on a Saturday, we'll read Proverbs chapter 12. So also this will help with Bible building as well. So within this Bible building, we're going to ask questions: what, where, who, when, why, and how. And I got the right people in here with me.
So I work with a lot of big bills, and I don't have no sense. So you know me, I'm ready to cut up, and I think we can get something in across to the people or those that are listening. You'll be able to glean something from that and have fun at the same time. So if you have your Bible, grab your Bibles, yes, and turn with me to the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, starting at the first verse. And I'm gonna take my time with this. And it reads, it says, "Whosoever loveth instructions, loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish." Okay, man, we may not get through the whole chapter, but bruh, that first thing right there, this first verse, and I haven't read it. I'm just reading it now. Well, I've read it before, but I'm reading it to the point where it's fresh off the cuff. So it says, "Whoso loveth instructions loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish." What do you think about that?
Sounds like some of what we deal with millennials, which I'm a millennial, and some we deal like with Gen X. Everybody wants to come in and be the boss.
Come on.
Nobody wants to be told what to do.
Come on.
You want to come in. You come to my place of work where I've been at for years.
Come on.
And you want to be where I'm at already.
Right.
That work and life doesn't work that way.
And then on top of that, you can't tell them. And like you're saying, when you try to give them instructions, they don't even want it at all. Don't want no knowledge, no wisdom.
But at the end of the day, when they got that question, they don't know how to do something. Where they come? Hey, can you?
I thought you were grown.
Right.
I thought you knew what you were doing.
But being the person that I am,
Okay.
I'll be like, I got you.
Yeah.
Because I too was in your position, more humble, of course, but I too was in your position, and I knew. But coming into the position at the time I did, I understood that I would need help. I understood that I didn't have the knowledge of everything.
Wow.
And I would need that help. So, like I said, everybody can't be a boss. Some people got to be the worker.
Yes, sir. And we're moving on, brothers and sisters. If you get back into the word, we're going to go to the second verse, and it reads, "And good men obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn." I'm going to read on. The third verse, "A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is rottenness in his bones."
So with that being said, I'm gonna take, hey ladies, that drug kingpin you thought was
I know that's right.
allowing you to live your best life, and you're technically in constant danger. Look out, because that is exactly what this verse is talking about. You want that man with that power.
Yes, sir.
And gives off that energy that's considered to many not of God, but that subtle guy that gets it out the dirt the right way, or that female that gets it out, the dirt the right way. We sometimes as humans find ourselves not wanting that at the time.
Yes,
sometimes it's an age thing, and sometimes it's the environment that we're brought up in, where we get to a point where we think we know everything and we know what we want, when in actuality, well, God will show you eventually, but the devil going to make you feel like that's what you want and need right now.
A virtuous woman, Sister Gina, a virtuous woman is a
Listen,
crown to her husband.
Listen, a great woman. Can y'all hear me?
Attest.
A great woman, especially if she's treated like the queen, she would treat her king accordingly. Okay, so we looking at these great women who are on their grown women game and doing what they're supposed to do, versus the women who they want that luxury and all that stuff, but they don't want to. They don't want to do the responsibility of it.
Wow.
They don't want to accept that responsibility.
Wow.
So here's the thing. They choose them women because, hey, I can control her because she really don't want to do the work. So long as I do the work, I can control things. But if I go to that real woman that's going to try to correct me on things, I have a problem with that.
Wow. Hey.
Speaking of virtuous, This goes for men and women. Virtuous is not cooking dinner in a microwave.
No.
Yeah, it's
No, ma'am, it's not.
It's a strength. It's something that you stand upon. So we're definitely. God bless you. Moving on.
Come on.
Moving on. Verse 5. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. That's self-explanatory right there. Man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is a perverse heart shall be despised. He that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honors himself and lacketh bread.
What?
That comes to how you carry yourself. What you're speaking about. So some people carry themselves as if they are mightier than others.
That's what I'm saying.
But God has a way of humbling thee.
There you go, and that's what he
bring
said.
Bring down to
there
the
you go.
knees.
It get right back to what you're saying about are you worth it and the value of the entitlement that we have. And so that definitely gets with that. Okay, moving on. God bless you. I hope the word is stirring up inside your soul and your mind, and we're going to move on, yes, to verse 10. And it reads, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercy of the wicked are cruel." The tender mercies of the wicked are still cruel. The tender mercy. I'm going to read it again. Let me read this again. Y'all listen to it now. "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel."
As in, a real friend is going to make sure you're good, whether they're mad at you.
Come on.
You're not getting along.
Why?
You haven't spoken in years.
Yes, sir. Because why? A righteous man thinks about even his beast.
Right. Make sure the pets are good.
Come on.
The animals are good. Now, this other character will get money with you, go out with you, hang out with you, and commit the crime with you.
Right.
But guess who's going to jail?
Yeah, exactly.
They stab you in the back. They stab you in the back.
I'm gonna look out. I'm gonna look out for you, my man. But I need that back.
While you in there, I'm gonna take care of the family.
There, you see what I'm saying?
And they take care of your family, all right.
This verse is cruel, bro.
You still out here getting it. You
It's
behind
cruel.
bars. We all did it, but I'm in here.
I'm in here, but hey, you don't say a word.
Stop
bro.
snitching.
You know what I'm saying? When you get out, I'm gonna give you some bread. I'm gonna give you a little bit. Man.
Come out
And
with
he's gonna give you a little bit too.
Yeah, come out with a whole
Watch the
child
word.
bomb.
You see what I'm saying? Oh my God. Okay, bro. I done dropped my phone and everything. People watch me on live, and this is good to me. So I'm back into the scriptures, just and
The devil ain't like them bars.
He tried to knock your phone down. He didn't want nobody to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, verse 11. "He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding." Brother, get my book and I'm gonna show you how to make money. I think that's
We
right.
gotta call him. Gotta call him.
But he said, "He that tilleth," if you work with your own hands, you're gonna be satisfied with your bread. Hope somebody's able to hear us.
WYRN, did you want to call on the air?
No, I just want to see what you're saying.
All right, y'all go ahead.
All right, 10:4. So let's go to the 12th verse. "The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. The wicked is snared by the transgressions of his lips." Oh my goodness. The wicked is snared by the transgressions of his lips. So the wicked is always going to put their own selves in their own trap.
They will. Because a lot of times when people get to talk about certain things that they're trying to do or want to do, if you listen to them closely, they done told it on themselves.
Already.
But you have to be wise to understand what they're saying. And a lot of times, a lot of people who talk all the time don't listen.
I know I was wrong, but you know, I know I was wrong, but I did not say I'm not going to do it again.
Based off that very verse, you know how many dreams have been stolen from right under people's noses for giving out too much information. The cotton gin was invented by a black guy. You think he got credit for it? The air conditioner was invented by a black person. You think they got credit for it? The stoplight invented by a black man. You think they got credit for it? Who's reaping those benefits?
Blood transfusions was by a black man.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, when he went to the hospital, that's the only reason why he died, because they refused to give him a blood transfusion.
Wow.
Interesting. George Washington Carver. I mean, countless scientific genius, but they say Einstein was the man.
Wow.
Hey, man, I digress.
Okay. But, you know, but the just shall come out of trouble. That's it. But, hey, keep on being righteous. 14th verse. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hands shall be rendered unto him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. Bruh, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, because that's all I know, bruh.
Right.
That's me. I'm in the streets.
I ain't taking no criticism.
No, you can't. No, you can't. How you gonna try to tell me what I need to do? I know what to do.
But how can you be a leader if you don't know how to be a follower first?
It don't matter. I'm a man.
I got this.
I got this.
I make it do what it do.
Man, I've been here.
You gonna fall in the hole if you don't listen.
Man, I've been here.
And from some of my friends who I've known to be, you know, part of the gang culture, say that's where some of the institutions have fallen because the youth refuse to listen to the words in the path of the OGs. I've done this. I've been through this. I'm telling you where you about to go. I'm telling you it's about to happen. You're gonna be shot, dead, stabbed, or in jail. One of them. There ain't no options. But they big and bad and want to do what they want to do. Even the same thing go for some kids. You know, when some kids get old enough to smell themselves or something.
Yeah, smell themselves.
You know, you feel like you're grown, and when you hit them teens, then you can do what you want to do. But us OGs, us parents, try to tell y'all, hey, or us OGs that don't have kids but have lived life, that understand life, try to tell you the way and what not to do. You want to carve your own path and want to find out the hard way.
Oh, amen. We're moving on, and we're almost through. Give us 9 more minutes, and I'll get out of your way here. Give me 9 more minutes. And it says that, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. The 16th verse. A fool's wrath is presently known. Boy, you can see that everywhere.
You know, Brian?
Come on now. But a prudent man covereth his shame. He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is that speaketh like a piercing of the sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. So just because you think you're right, you're saying something. If it's killing or hurting somebody and not bringing healing, that's man, you're pretty much hindering somebody and not healing them.
Right.
Because your tongue, if it's a wise tongue, it's going to heal them. The lip of the truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Man, that's going on today, ain't it?
Yes.
All day.
Definitely. It definitely was happening in the White House a month ago.
Oh my goodness. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord. Oh my goodness. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of the fools proclaimeth foolishness. Man, I didn't hit that lick like I want to, but next time I'm gonna hit that lick.
Is it gonna be a next time, too?
No, it's gonna be a next time, bro. It didn't come through like it's supposed to come through like it did, but when I get that lick, bro, it's gonna come through, man.
Did you listen to what the OG
No, bro, look, bro, I was, man, look, when I got there, I looked around and I seen the lick. I seen it. But man, all of a sudden, I saw the cameras, bro. But if the cameras weren't there, bro, I would have got that lick, bro.
But if you were gonna get it, if the cameras was there, and you say, okay, I'm not gonna get it, but you'll get it when the camera's not there. Why not go ahead and get it while the camera's there? You gonna do it anyway.
You don't do it like that though. You don't do it like that, sis.
Because if you really look at it, that's how people think. Well, if I do it out of eyesight of the people, they can't see me. But if God still see them at the end of the day.
Hey, that's what it is, sis. Even with the I mean, I know He loved me and everything, but you know, I'm carrying His baby. But I want him. I want his friend.
Oh, you want his friend?
You do that with your back. I mean, y'all might have had a good time.
I know he care. I know I'm carrying his seed and everything. I'm carrying his baby and everything. But I want his friend though.
You want to be on board.
That's just me. I'm a good woman though.
You should have thought about that before.
I'm just saying. The heart of the fools proclaimeth foolishness. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule. Verse 24. But the slothful shall be under tribute. Heaviness in the heart of man maketh a stupid, but a good word maketh it glad. Man, you always got to encourage somebody in everything that they're in. Mm-hmm. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, for the substance of the diligent man is precious. Man, bruh, you appreciate things more when you're able to help yourself and help others. Correct. But we have to the point where all we're doing is reach and grab it for myself.
Grabs in the bucket.
Come on, Doc. So how can we do that when everybody has this mentality? How are we going to be able to build our community when we have this mentality with us?
I mean, to be honest, neighbors aren't even neighbors anymore for the most part.
Oh,
you don't even know your neighbor half the time. No conversation, no talking. Back in our day, neighbors knew neighbors. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody had those conversations, and the kids in the neighborhoods felt safe. People felt safe. Now you don't even know your neighbor or who may be living beside you, what you're dealing with.
Man.
So it's a jungle out there now, as opposed to what it used to be.
Moving on. God bless you, bro. I appreciate that. Sis, you got anything to say for that?
I'm trying to let y'all handle y'all Men's Day.
Oh, no, this ain't Men's Day. This is all we. Okay, the last verse. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. So it's letting us know if we do everything right, we ain't got to worry about messing up or doing wrong to anybody or doing wrong to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the compound on what that brother's speaking. There's always a difference at a funeral. You go to a funeral when somebody died, everybody look at that casket. Some people look at that casket and be like, I know where they going. And then some people look at that casket and say, I know exactly where they went. They went up. And some people look at your casket and say they probably went down.
Some part we're looking at them like, man, I'm just thank God I'm still in the number.
Right. I have an opportunity. So sometimes looking at that casket provides that perspective.
Wow.
But which way do you want to go from here?
Where do you want to go? What y'all want to do, brothers and sisters? So
not choose for others, but where you.
Exactly. So that's what I'm gonna try my best, try to implement within myself, brothers and sisters. That I'm gonna try my best to read a proverb of that day. So tomorrow will be the 13th. So the next thing is to do will read Proverbs chapter 13 and see if you can get some insight from it and try to implement that for yourself in your everyday life or your environment that's around you. Pastor Miles, what do you think about that, Pastor Miles?
I think that's absolute wisdom. You have to understand when you read Solomon, Solomon is actually written by the Holy Spirit because what happened is the spirit of wisdom. Right. So what happens is Solomon is not talking about stuff off the head. That's what God gave him. God is like, listen, he said, I don't want riches, man. God, I just need to know how to do stuff.
Wow.
God downloaded all of that. And Solomon, he's a king. So he just had it transcribed. That's Solomon was getting that you getting a transcription of how the Holy Spirit is telling you how to live this thing, man.
Like you spoke about running them verses. Solomon got it out the mud, and he provided him his riches.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But he got it the earnest way.
Yeah.
And you know, and one thing, and I don't want to hold up Brother Abe, but you have to understand this is in Ecclesiastes, and then Solomon even gives us the result of not abiding in that wisdom. He gave us the wisdom, and then he didn't abide by Ecclesiastes. He said, all of this is a result in my life of not sticking with the wisdom that I learned.
All is vanity.
Yeah, all is vanity. If you don't stick with wisdom, it's a bad way to go. Yeah. So now, brother, you hitting 100. You know, sometimes read Ecclesiastes. If you really want to know how life is and how if you don't live by the word of God, read Ecclesiastes. Solomon tell you what happens if you don't stick with wisdom. He gives you the outcome.
Well, grace and peace, everybody.
God bless y'all, brothers.
I'm about to close. And if you don't, if you know, brothers, just get in your word. That's all we have to do.
Amen.
The word, the Lord has it that we get in our word. He will give us what we need. He will give us the desires of our heart. So we just thank God. I mean, God bless you, brother Jim Goodings, and Regina Harold, and Pastor Miles, and
God bless you, my brother.
Brother Abram Heath. Grace and peace. Grace and peace. With Brother Abram Heath. God bless y'all. Y'all be blessed.
I love it. That's your thing, brother. That's your thing. Grace and peace.
Yeah, this is my brother Jim. And this is her station.
Let's play.
Everybody thanking me, I thank y'all. Oh, you look at my picture. You did, and you recognize this.
Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. You need to get here. Oh, okay.
So you can see it about this.
I heard you talk about Nino Brown. I was about to jump out. I ain't gonna get on
I